2010 video edition of the Iowa General Fund Monthly Revenue Memo. My name is Jeff Robinson, Senior Fiscal Analyst for the Iowa Legislative Services Agency, the nonpartisan support agency of the Iowa Legislature. This month's memo presents information covering the month of February 2010 and the first 8 months of cash fiscal year 2010. Net revenues for the month of February were $35.3 million below February of 2009. On a percent basis, this month's decrease was 7.4%. However, net receipts for the month were impacted by almost $30 million in withholding and sales tax receipts that did not get deposited in the month of February 2010. Receipts that will instead be credited to March 1st. Had those receipts made it into February, the month would have been only mildly negative. The two main sources of general fund revenue, personal income tax withholding payments and sales and use tax, were both negative for the month, even after adjusting for the $30 million deposit issue. Positives for the month of February included gross corporate taxes, unclaimed property fund transfers, and reduced school infrastructure refunds. This table provides a look at the first 8 months of the cash year, July through February. Over the 8 months, gross revenue decreased 5.2%, while regular tax refunds increased 7.3%. School infrastructure refunds issued so far this year increased 12.1% or $26.9 million. On a cash basis, 8 months of the infrastructure refunds have been issued in fiscal year 2010 versus 7 months in fiscal year 2009. The combination of gross revenue, regular tax refunds, and school infrastructure refunds produces a net revenue growth rate for the first 8 months of negative 7.5%, or in dollar terms, negative $292.4 million. Adjusting for the $30 million deposit timing issue, the actual net cash year-to-date decrease is more like negative 6.5% through February. The December 2009 Revenue Estimating Conference, or REC, set the expected growth rate in the net general fund revenue, excluding transfers, negative 8.5%, making the net cash growth rate for the year currently about 2 percentage points ahead of the REC estimate. The net revenue graph on the front page of the memo shows that net revenue has declined compared to the previous year in each month of the fiscal year except December. A look back over the past 16 months shows that with the exception of January 2009 and December of 2009, every month has shown a net revenue decline since November of 2008. And both of those two increased months were impacted by estimate payment delays that occurred in December of 2008. Without that timing issue, each of the past 15 months would show a decline in net revenue. Let's now take a look at important contributors to Iowa's net general fund revenue. First, personal income tax. Partially the result of deposit delays at the end of February, gross personal income tax growth was negative 7.2% in February and is down 4.4% cash year to date. Declines have been shown in 9 of the past 12 months, with the decline during April, May, and June of 2009 most significant due to the negative impact of the tax filing season last spring. The negative impact on general fund receipts due to the latest quarterly personal income tax estimate payment is shown in this table. This quarterly deposit gets remitted to the state over a 3-month period. This year's 3-month total is $126.7 million, 19% below last year's level and 26% below fiscal year 2008. In fact, the fiscal year 2010 level of $126.7 million was the lowest in 6 fiscal years. Partially due to deposit timing delays, gross sales and use tax revenue for February decreased 9.8% and now has been negative in 6 of the 8 months this cash fiscal year. Gross corporate tax revenue for February increased for the first month in 3. The increase comes after a very significant drop last month, and the comparison month of February 2009 showed an unusually low level of corporate receipts. The boost in February does put the year-to-date corporate tax growth rate above the negative 18.1% assumed as part of the REC estimate. February marks the start of the personal income tax return season, and the month traditionally shows a large volume of tax refund activity. This chart provides the 12-month history of monthly regular tax refunds. Regular tax refunds exclude refunds issued to school districts as part of the transition away from a local option sales tax for school infrastructure. The largest category of regular tax refunds are personal income, corporate and sales and use taxes. Tax refunds are a part of the net revenue calculation, and they lower the amount of general fund revenue available for appropriation. Beginning on the left side of this chart, you see the large increase in tax refunds experienced last March and April, as well as the modest increase shown in February 2010 on the right side of the chart. More than 50% of tax refunds issued in a year are issued during the months of February, March, and April. Overall, the month of February 2010 was a negative month, although not near as negative as the bottom line negative 7.4% would indicate. The year-to-date net growth rate of negative 7.5% through February is currently better than the RDC estimate of negative 8.5% for the entire fiscal year, and even that 7.5% drop is overstated somewhat due to processing issues. However, the 2009 personal income tax return season has just begun, and the large drop in personal income tax estimate payments experienced the last 3 months is not encouraging. The condition of the Iowa General Fund impacts all Iowa residents, and I hope this video presentation assists you in your understanding of the present fiscal condition. The State Revenue Estimating Conference will meet March 11th to review the current revenue estimates for fiscal year 10 and fiscal year 11 developed at the December meeting. I thank you very much for your interest. Goodbye, and I hope you check us out next month.